It's time to get your hobby on this week.
Bracken bits.
Welcome back, Hobby Maniacs. Baer with you, taking a look at the brand new hobby terrain sets from Games Workshop. We've got Creeping Vines, Skulls, and Barbed Bracken from Games Workshop this week. Some really interesting hobby products that kind of came out of nowhere. We saw a little snippet about them in the White Dwarf and a couple of teaser pictures in true new Games Workshop TM fashion, but nobody really expected this, to be quite honest. And it's kind of cool to see. You know a game is popular, you know a company is popular when they are putting out accessories for the things they make. FFG does it, Games Workshop did it to a certain point, but they are definitely really cranking it up to 11 with these releases here. Now, each of these is a $25 kit. Come with a varying amount of product inside of them. The Creeping Vines comes with a couple sprues. I think you get 12 different creeper vines that are flexible and can be like posed all over things. We'll look at those in a second. The skulls themselves, there's like 340 different skulls in here. Some of them are multi-part and things. I didn't even know demons could have skulls, but apparently they do. And there's a bunch in here, so that's cool. The Barbed Bracken is definitely a throwback to some of the old school terrain that we used to see from Games Workshop, and that too comes with a whole bunch in here. There's like a varying degree of pieces in here: 48 large pieces, 32 medium pieces, and 64 small pieces. So I guess that's small, medium, and large, I want to say. But it gives you enough stuff and enough variety that you can mix and match it with the Creeping Vines to kind of do some cool stuff there. So first off, let's take a look at the skulls. 340 skulls and one big crazy Tyranid skull thing, I guess. Here you can see the breakdown, the very specific breakdown of all the different skulls that are available in here, from human skulls, a bunch of different varieties, to jawbones, to bird skulls, to gene stealer skulls. I mean, yo, you want skulls, dog? We got skulls, orc jaws, demon skulls. I guess, what is this? This is beastman skulls, Kroot skulls. We've got Zangor skulls. I don't even know what half these skulls are. Skulls with eyeballs, big skulls. I don't even know what that is. What is that? I don't even know. That looks like a Tyranid skull. I don't even know if they know, but there's some interesting stuff in here nonetheless, if you're looking to customize your bases for sure. Now, these are the multi-part plastic that we've all, come to know and love. So you're going to get this sprue right here, which is going to contain the 2-part big skull right there, and some of the other larger size skulls for you to mount your miniatures on. I guess there's various size monsters out there in the universe, right? Then you've got another sprue, which is going to contain a lot of the smaller ones right here, from jawbones to gene stealer skulls to all that stuff, orc skulls, Kroot skulls as well. Lots and lots and lots of skulls. Then some of your demon skulls and things are going to be on this sprue. I like the plague bear skull. That one's a nice little touch. Some of the human-sized skulls, and lots of human-sized skulls. You could literally buy this box and have enough skulls to last you probably your entire hobby career, to be quite honest, depending on how often you use skulls. The only thing is you got to clip all these little things off here and clean them up. But other than that, if you've got that drive in you to make your bases that customized, or make that ultimate pile of skulls for your miniature, and you want to go about it doing this way, or just having spare skulls to decorate, I feel like it's great value for $25. And the detail is definitely there on this one for sure. But conversely, you can always buy some resin skull bases and have more time for hobbying and painting your models too, right? So I guess you got to ask yourself, is the hobby juice worth the squeeze at that point, and where you want to spend your hobby dollars? Now, the Creeping Vines are an interesting proposition, or interesting product line here. This isn't the normal multi-part plastic, and they said that in their description in the White Dwarf. Games Workshop did. This is definitely it almost feels like aquarium plants. Like they figured out how to make aquarium plants like kind of a multi-part sprue kind of type deal, but not in the plastic that we would expect. This is a very, I want to say, super elastic plastic, but you can make it stay in one shape. So I forget what definition that is, to be quite honest. But here's the thing. They're all for the same sprue, but don't let that, deter you, because you can, cut them down and use them in different ways. But supposedly, the cool thing about these is that once you cut them out, you can twist them around your models or your existing models, and with a little bit of heat applied after you glue it down and get a nice base coat of paint applied to them, which apparently doesn't chip, or only chips to the point where it's not visible on camera, according to the White Dwarf, that they will stay in place. So I thought it would be a good idea. We're not going to do a full-on hobby tutorial on this, but you can definitely tell they are posable. They do move to the point where you could probably roll it up into a ball, right? And it doesn't look like it's going to try to go back to its original shape right there. But they say that if you twist them around something and apply a little heat, that it will stay in place. So let's try that, shall we? I always like a good excuse to play with fire on the videos here. So we got that, and I'm not gonna hold it with my hand because that seems pretty dumb. But imagine you twist it around something, grab your hot air gun, or dip it in some hot water, and very lightly apply a little bit of heat to it, so as you don't melt the bottle that it's around. And let's see what happens. And yep, it definitely melts. But does it melt to the point where we could get it around something? And that's the question, right? So let's see if we can wrap it around my finger. Oh, it's already started to get room temperature. So there we go. I'm wrapping it around my finger. It is indeed hot. Not hot to the point where it's gonna hurt my skin. But if this was wrapped around something, I feel like with a little spritz of water, or a little dunk in a cold water to lower its temperature, it doesn't seem like it's trying to untwine and regain its shape. It seems to be keeping its shape pretty well right there, where it was, except for this part, which wasn't applied heat to. So I feel like we have done it, and it is in place right there. So no need to glue. Maybe with a little spritz of paint, it'll kind of adhere to the surface. You don't have to like waste a bunch of glue. I would put a little glue to tack it down to whatever it's going to go on. But yeah, that looks like a winner right there. Just be careful working with heat, especially to the not only your surroundings or yourself, but also to the model. Yeah, it's definitely stuck in place there. So just always be careful when you're using heat. But there you go. An excuse to play with fire on the video. I love it. So yeah, that seems like it works as advertised right there. Very cool stuff. I'm gonna put it back in there. And that'll give you lots of hobby opportunities to put these vines crawling up walls, crawling on vehicles, across bases. You can put them on resin bases and melt them down. Now, the Braken, there's 144 of these things in here. I just read off the various sizes. Again, it's 4 sprues, but really it's only 1 sprue, to be quite honest. And it's made out of the same material, it seems like, for the most part. It's a little bit more rigid, but not by much, maybe just because there's more sprues in here. But you can tell it seems to be pretty well detailed. But it also, when I touch this stuff, I also feel like it's the same material that like aquarium plants are made out of, perhaps. I mean, I don't know. It just seems that kind of quality plastic. But there's something to be said for the fact that you can heat it up, it'll hold its pose. Supposedly it'll also hold the paint, according to the White Dwarf, with very little cracks and chips, so much so that they weren't even visible, not only to the naked eye, but also to the camera's eye as well, which is very hard to do, because when you blow stuff up from actual size, well, generally you see it a little bit more clear. So that was kind of cool to read, that they got a good bead on this particular product and this particular quality level for being the type of plastic and everything it is. It definitely, the detail seems crisp. I'm pretty much digging this. And then they've got the little bases right there to mount onto, I guess you could put them on your bases or your terrain or whatever you want. These little tails, little root stems, those would be easy to glue down as well. Again, you probably, if the same goes for the creeper vines, you could probably melt these and stick these into particular patterns too, like over, you know, like kind of folded over something or up against a wall, like kind of starting to creep up the wall a bit, or maybe over a dead soldier or something like that, just to give you an idea. But all of these products purchased together would definitely give you tons of optional little hobby goodness to kind of sprinkle in on your miniatures as, you know, you're trying to maybe set them apart or give them a little something to take them to the next level. There's some ideas, of course. Now these are the hero bases here, but when you put them on there, they look super great. And of course, the various sizes automatically fit in very well in different places. And here you can see on the Majorath throne, also looks very cool. It gives it that whole air of, hey, we haven't been sat on in a while. We've been sitting here just in the jungle, just waiting for somebody to come along and sit on us. But some really cool hobby products, some very kind of forward-thinking accessories for your hobby toolbox that just came out from Games Workshop. They look to work well. I can't wait to actually sit down and do a full-on hobby with them, with these creeper vines and these brackens, just to kind of see what we can do with them and what kind of tricks we can do to make the miniatures pop just a little bit more and make them that much better. So great little lineup of products to add to your hobby toolbox, your hobby arsenal. Make sure you get out there and try your hobby YOLO this weekend at some point. Now, if you like our features here on this channel, first off, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to us, turn on notifications so you can be the very first to thumbs up and comment on our videos, and head on over to thelongwar.net. That's the home of the battle reports for exclusive content, early access videos, and more. Become a veteran of the Long War today.